Now entering Nerdist.com.
Hey everybody, thanks for downloading. Today we learn number 14. This episode is once again brought to you by HostGator. HostGator is your one-stop website shop. HostGator makes it simple to get your professional website online and quick. They got plans starting at just $3.47 a month. That's a good deal, especially for all the cool stuff that they got there. Let's face it, getting a good .com is hard to do. So get a .net domain powered by Verisign, because on the other hand, they still have a lot of awesome names available. You have your domain. Now it's time to build your website. Use HostGator's drag and drop builder or WordPress. No need to code. HostGator makes it easy. Get your site up and running with just a few clicks using HostGator. So there you have it. Head over to HostGator.com, buy some hosting, get some .nets with Verisign, and use the coupon code LEARNED30 to get an extra 30% off and support the show. So there you have it. You can get a discount and get some websites and all of that jazz and support the show. We want to thank HostGator for sponsoring this show. We want to thank .net's powered by Verisign for being awesome. We want to thank Aristotle and Katie for helping record and produce these shows. And we want to thank our next guest, Yassir Lester, for being a guest. He's a really funny friend, and this was a fun episode. So here you go. Today we learned number 14 with Yassir Lester.
Today we learn. Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Alrighty, welcome to Today We Learned.
Another exciting, fun-filled episode where we scour the knowledge mines of the internet to bring you the latest and greatest facts from all manners of speaking, learning, knowledge, what have you.
Print, media, etc.
Print, digital, we're everywhere.
But not on videotape.
Yes, please.
All of our videotapes are closing with Blockbuster.
Don't look for us on VHS. Pour out a 40 on the curb. Do not go rental into that good night.
As always, my name is Razzle.
And I am Dan.
And with us is a very funny friend of mine, Yassir Lester. You've seen him on Take Part Live on Pivot Television. He's co-hosted that with an acquaintance of mine, Jacob, as well. That's a very good show. Yeah. And he also writes, if I remember, you write for Black Dynamite, the cartoon.
Yes, I wrote on the second season, and right now I'm writing on a show called Mr. Pickles coming out on Adult Swim.
And awesome. If you Google Mr. Pickles, don't be fooled by the animated pickle mascot that comes up first.
Correct.
It's the one about the dog. I learned this the hard way.
Yes.
I'm NSFW.
Yes. I would say for work, it just depends where you work.
Right. Yeah. If you work at Vlasic, then this isn't
it's work
the
related.
show for you.
The stork. Where does that even stork come from on Vlasic? That'd be something we should look into.
Yeah. The stork, the traditional mascot of brined cucumbers.
Well, is the implication that the stork is bringing you a bundle of joy, but it's a pickle?
Pickles.
It's putting a lot of faith in this pickle company.
Like, oh my god, we're pregnant. Just like a stork.
With flavor!
Yeah.
Flavor.
Here's some sodium.
Alrighty, well, Yassir, every episode, it's called Today We Learn.
Yes.
And it's a fun fact, a podcast of knowledge. And every episode we like to start off with a guest either telling a fun fact about themselves that maybe our listeners don't know, or perhaps something you learned recently that just blew your mind that you need to share with the world. Like, I learned blah, 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 blah. Any of those options, if you happen to have any,
strawberries.
Okay.
Natural teeth whitener.
Really?
Yes.
I would assume teeth reddener.
No, exactly. You figure, okay.
Yeah.
But no. They have it inherently and naturally, they have the same chemicals that they put in teeth whitener. I mean, you'd have to eat a lot more, clearly, than you would than, popping a white strip. But it's also better for you.
Yeah, it's certainly tastier than white strips.
Yeah.
I always feel like I feel like with a white strip, if I leave it in too long, my mouth is just gonna it's gonna strip away my tongue or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Your teeth are just gonna fall out in 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's the scariest thing on the planet.
Man, strawberries are so good. I haven't had strawberries in a while.
Oh, they're
Bro,
so good.
get some berries.
I need to get
What are you doing?
Strawberries are so good.
Just to jump back for a hot second, I just Googled it, and according to Wikipedia, a childbearing stork was introduced as a mascot for Vlasic in the late 60s because they wanted to merge the stork baby mythology with the notion that pregnant women have an above-average appetite for pickles.
Oh, that's...
So, this is the pickle that pregnant women crave. After all, who's a better pickle expert?
That is actually low-key brilliant.
So you were pretty spot on there.
I wasn't. I said bundle of joy.
I mean, you're pretty much...
I said that they were delivering pickles to couples.
It's a boy or a girl. I'm sorry, it's a pickle.
Oh, wait, another fact.
Okay.
Go
I just
on.
thought of. I mean, you guys probably don't know this because we're all losers, but not losers. We're nerds.
Yes.
The man who created
I'm a
the
loser.
lie detector test and what's it called? The machine
It's
called?
called a polygraph.
Polygraph.
Yes.
The man who invented the polygraph machine also invented and created Wonder Woman, the
Really?
character. Yes.
Really?
Hence why she has a lasso of truth.
Holy cow! That's
There you go.
really awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
There you go. Take that to the party and get laid. Hey, babes.
Hey,
Two things you're into.
Polygraphs.
I'm a dude.
Not perjuring yourself. And feminist icons.
I'm an honest guy who likes female heroines.
Oh, God.
So, Steve, I'm gonna go down to the comedy show and Meltdown after this and try and pick up
Drop
all
that
the
one.
new comedy hot nerds. The
Yes.
girls. Be like, hey, comedy
They're going to be
girl.
like, oh, my God, you ain't got a beard no more, Daddy. That's how they talk. That's how they talk in the Meltdown show. Daddy, you ain't got a beard no more. Take me to supper.
I feel like that's only downside with like all the girl nerds. I feel like because they don't have daddy issues. So
Yeah.
it's harder for me to even get to second base because I'm best persuading girls with daddy issues.
Yeah.
Like I can convince them I'm really cooler than I am.
Well, because inherently that's the problem. Like, because I mean, I'm super into comic books and like science fiction and all that stuff, and I got all into that because I didn't have a father being like, "Cars, you idiot," you know. So I was just like, "Oh, what about atoms?"
Yeah.
But like girls who are into comics are like super well adjusted. And they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, art is a beautiful thing. Oh, I also like storytelling. Let's merge those." And you're like, "Oh my God, you're so normal." Ugh, blah, blah, I'm puking.
My man tricks will not work on
Yeah.
you. Oh, that's funny. We were speaking of food. Here's a food fact. While we were talking about pickles and all of that stuff. Now, I'm a huge fan of M&Ms. I'm a huge fan of candy.
Yes.
Recently, it was Halloween, and I had pumpkin spice M&Ms, and I wasn't a fan of those. But it is getting into the holiday season where there's going to be like the red and the green holiday M&Ms and all that. So I was looking into M&Ms. And M&Ms, I was looking into the history of M&Ms, and actually, here's a fun thing. It's a little bit of a read, but it's actually it's really interesting. M&Ms were essentially created to be sold to soldiers during the war. Now, the war obviously being the 1941 World War II.
Of the worlds. Correct. Yes.
War of the Worlds. Here's the thing, too, real quick about War of the Worlds while we mentioned that. I was reading... when you hear of War of the Worlds, you hear of all the hoopla about people jumping out windows and going into mass hysteria that newspapers talked about. And that was actually over-exaggerated by the newspapers because radio at the time was a new medium and it was taking away all the advertising dollars.
So they were
from
trying to
newspapers.
discredit radio as a credible
That's
news source.
hilarious.
So newspapers were all like, oh, this was a bad thing.
And they clearly, in World of Worlds, clearly at the top, Orson Welles says that this is a radio play, like they're doing, we're going to do a performance for you. The problem is, people tuned in halfway through, and by that point it was too late. And executives from, I believe it was ABC, were actually trying to get into the studio to stop the broadcast because people were going nuts.
Yeah.
And they had people bar the door because Orson Welles was like, no, this is some brilliant radio. We need to keep going with this. So,
I miss the days of brilliant radio. What happened to some good old brilliant radio?
You don't
guys?
listen, you don't listen to
Morning
Car
Zoo.
Talk on NPR?
Morning zoos. Anyways, back to M&M's. Forrest Mars Sr., the son of the founder of the Mars Company, Frank C. Mars, invented the idea for the candy in the 1930s during the Spanish Civil War when he saw soldiers eating chocolate pellets with hard shell tempered chocolate surrounding the inside, preventing the candies from melting. Mars received a patent for his own process on March 3rd, 1941. Production began in 1941 in a factory located in New Jersey. When the company was originally founded, it was M&M Limited. The two M's represent the names of Forrest E. Mars Sr. and the founder of Hershey's, the son of Hershey's, Bruce Murray, who had 20% share in the product. The Hershey's made the chocolate and all of that. Because Hershey's actually, believe it or not, had control of the rationed chocolate at the time during World War II. So Hershey's was kind of a monopoly on the chocolate.
No one man should have all that power. No. It's too much taste.
And also during World War II, the M&M candies were sold exclusively to the military. Then, fun fact, in 1950, a black M was finally imprinted on the candies, giving them a unique trademark, and it was changed to the white M in 1954.
Wow. Niggas can't have nothing. Keep the M black.
Yeah. That's.
I feel like that's the theme of this show.
I don't see M's. I just see hard shell candies.
I don't see colors in M's.
That's going to be my new movement. Instead of the revolution will not be televised.
Yeah.
Give me my black M.
The revolution will not melt in your hand.
M&M's were the Saturday Night Live of the candy.
Right.
Everybody's up in arms about not enough black.
We just couldn't find any M's that were ready.
Right, yeah. It was originally for Forrest Mars and Garrett Morris. People don't know that. Anyway, sorry.
And the peanut M&Ms were introduced in 1954. Now, peanut M&Ms are my favorite.
Fuck yeah.
And they first appeared only in the color tan when peanut M&Ms.
Okay. Glad they changed a khaki's nice. A khaki color goes nice with a burst of color on top, perhaps. But no one's just going to reach and eat a bunch of tan pellets. They're going to think they're peanuts.
Yeah,
but that's what peanuts are. So that's the opposite.
You don't want to fool them. The peanut's meant to be a surprise once you bite it and you're like,
okay.
This just went from chocolate to amazing.
Here's the deal, though. If I have a bowl of tan peanut M&Ms out, more people are going to just think they're peanuts and not eat them.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Inherently, peanut M&Ms, bigger, right?
Yes.
So people are like, ooh, these look like sexy cashews. Then they're like, uh-oh, just got the surprise of my life.
I'm definitely allergic to chocolate.
Daddy, let's go upstairs.
The EpiPen hasn't been invented yet.
Either one, that's their fault. You should just be reaching in people's bowls.
I like that nerd girl came back.
Yeah, Daddy, I just read some Grant Morrison, and now I'm ready to eat some tan pellets.
The one nerd hanging out Studio 54.
Oh, gosh. That's it. I would do that. I will say the almond ones I ride with the almond M&Ms
that's
a little bit harder.
That's the tan package, right? Like the eggshell.
Yes.
Lately I've been really digging the pretzel ones. Those are pretty dope.
You know, here's my problem. Like I don't really like Whoppers to begin with.
No one likes Whoppers.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Whoppers.
But the pretzel M&Ms taste like salted chocolate Whoppers.
Okay.
And I'm like, no.
Gotcha.
I am not a
That's fair. I feel like they're still, I would place them above Whoppers.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Whoppers, and then one level above that is someone spitting old olives into your mouth. That's how gross Whoppers are.
And I think that's
worst.
actually what Good and Plenty is.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh,
Yeah.
God. It's black licorice.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, God.
So
Why
gross.
Just make candy out of cilantro at this point. It's the worst flavor.
Here's the thing. We know about Good and Plenty's because we're of that age where they were popular in the 80s. Mm-hmm. Are Good and Plenty's still a thing? I haven't even seen...
They're still at movie theaters.
Are they?
Yes. The landmark.
Right next to the Dots.
Yeah. Well, okay, number one, Dots are phenomenal.
If you gotta get a recent batch, otherwise you will need orthodontic surgery.
That's what I like.
I don't like Dots and Butterfingers. I hate both of them.
Butterfinger? What?
Well, we know he's not going to lay a finger on our Butterfinger.
They get so stuck in your teeth.
But that's like the fun. It's just like, okay, like...
It's like
any candy, you have the thing where you're like, okay, this clearly isn't good for me.
Mm-hmm.
But there are certain candies that fool you into thinking that, like, I'm fine. M&Ms fool you into thinking you're fine.
Yeah.
Kit Kats kind of fool you into thinking you're
So
fine.
good.
They're
So
delicious.
good. So good.
But they don't, like, Kit Kats, once it's gone, it's like, it's melted. You know what I mean? The wafer's so thin.
Yeah.
Butterfingers, Dots, Twizzlers, Red Vines, what's another? Laffy Taffy.
Oh,
These are all things that they stay in your teeth.
You eat them twice.
You know, you're like, this is the worst decision. I'm still very happy. Yeah, and then later you come back to it like a cow chewing cud. Yeah.
Do you guys remember Now and Laters?
Oh, yes.
Oh, those were so good.
Oh, God.
Those things were also
those were horrible. Like,
you need to build jaw
tooth,
strength.
If you had a loose tooth,
it was gone.
Now and
yeah, absolutely. I'm having wisdom tooth surgery pretty soon, and they're just going to stick 5 Now and Laters and just pow, just rip it out.
It's like,
just take one bite of this. They're gone.
I played Little League when I was in like 2nd grade, and Now and Laters was like a candy that was always at the concession stand.
See, we always had a Big League Chew.
Oh, love that.
And that only now am I like, that was just like meant to imitate chewing tobacco. That's a great thing.
That's really cool, though.
Yeah.
And off candy for 1 second. Another thing that's really delicious, stays in your teeth, though. Phenomenal. Doesn't get enough credit. We need to really push this.
Pussy. No.
I was gonna
consult a medical professional.
I was gonna say corn nuts.
Yes, corn nuts.
So good.
So good. Very loud.
Yeah.
They're like
corn nuts.
Corn nuts are you never had corn nuts?
No.
Corn nuts are delicious, but they're the equivalent of the Sun Chips bag 5 years ago when everyone lost their minds and they're like, we can't have this. Even though if you put it in the sun, it like immediately disintegrates. We were like, absolutely not. Give me foil and styrofoam.
Yeah, the one where it's the loudest bag of all time.
And that Sun Chips bag
you
was
open it,
so
all your
loud.
windows break.
It was fine.
It was
I was so
loud.
cool with it. Put them in a bowl. That's what the Sun Chip CEO said.
I mean, you're not
going
to... Once you open a Sun Chip bag, you're not going to not eat all of them.
Right, because they're amazing.
so little.
I should save these for later. What if I get peckish? So we were talking about nerds earlier, and actually we have the origin of the word nerd. Do you guys know where it came from?
I do.
You're about to find out. Keep silent.
Yeah.
So the first documented.
Wait, can I guess?
Yes, you may.
What if it never ever really dating?
No, it's okay. It is not an acronym.
He was literally he's making sure he's spelling it correctly.
Yeah, I was like, never.
How do I spell that? How many R's are in there?
Don't let Pharrell fool you.
Yeah, right.
NERD is its own entity.
Oh.
So the first documented use of the word nerd was the name of a creature in Dr. Seuss's book If I Ran a Zoo, which came out in 1950. And the narrator, Gerald McGrew, claims that he would collect a Nurgle, a nerd, and a seersucker too for his imaginary zoo. But the slang meaning of the term, just a fucking dweeb,
Right.
dates back to 1951. When Newsweek magazine reported on its popular use as a synonym for drip or square in Detroit, Michigan. So, Detroit, if you were lame, if you were a drip, you were being real square, 1951, you were such a nerd.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and by the early 60s, it had spread across the country and even as far as Scotland. So,
it was the first meme.
Exactly. It was early. I feel like hieroglyphics were the first meme.
Yeah, language.
Oh, did you see this lol glyph? Bird eye, Horus head?
Yeah, I was going to say, this Osiris is everywhere. Yes. Is this Obey?
Osiris was like the Ermiger.
Yeah. Ermiger,
look at these cats and bird heads.
Eternal Earth.
Oh, man. Hieroglyphs. What was I going to say? I was just thinking about hieroglyphics the other day.
The hip-hop collective or the actual glyphics?
The glyphics
from history.
The glyphics
from world culture.
I can't remember what it was, but it was. I was talking to someone about them. I can't. That's
cool.
No, it's not. I guess
you can always tell when a nerd was drawing hieroglyphics because the women had huge cans. I was just like them holding a sparrow with just like gigantic.
Who's that crocodile chick with the sick nostrils? Yeah. I believe that's Tutankhamun. His request.
Oh, that's funny. Speaking of here, while we're on the subject, I guess of liking nerdy things.
Yes.
Nerd. For one, it's interesting how like at some point there's going to be the backlash. We're like, it's cool to be nerdy now, and it's liking cool things. Like all of us in this room like everything that we're all nerds. We all like the cool things.
Right.
But at some point there's going to be backlash or whatever. But back before it was a really cool thing to do, before it was popular to be a nerd, there was Star Wars, and all the nerds like Star Wars. Now, many of you know I have an iPhone. Dan has I
have a Samsung Galaxy S3 powered by the Android platform.
Exactly, powered by the Android platform. Yes. Now, Android is obviously an old robotic, like a human meets robot or whatever. When Star Wars came out, George Lucas invented. He shortened that and he into the word droid.
Yes.
Now, George Lucas patented the droid and he trademarked the word droid, which means. This is how brilliant George Lucas is. Every phone company that has a phone labeled droid needs to pay Lucasfilm Ltd. For the rights to use the word droid, which also means all that money now goes to Walt Disney for buying.
That is
thank God.
So
I was worried they were going to run out of cash.
Isn't that weird? Like you can just trademark a name, like just shorten any word you want and trademark it in case people want to use it eventually.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it's like. I mean, and if we're just talking about people making money for no reason, like, Steven Spielberg still makes money off Saved by the Bell because he, gave Peter Engel, some small amount of money at the beginning.
Really?
Yeah, so Steven Spielberg gets paid off of every episode of Saved by the Bell that airs. If you think about how many times a year that airs around the world, I think it averages, and there's more, it's like $2.3 million just off of Saved by the Bell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just for being I'll kick you a favor.
Another fun fact about Spielberg, and I don't know if I've brought this up on the podcast before, but he went back to get his college degree because he had to drop out. Yeah. He went back to, I think it was Cal State Long Beach, and he was in the film program.
Yeah.
And everyone has to do a thesis film. His thesis film, he turned in Schindler's List. Can you imagine being in that program?
Oh, my God.
And then it'd be like, class, you had some very good projects. One of you was clearly better than the rest. I know that cool Dutch angle, Jonathan, but it's not fucking Schindler's List.
Your thesis films were only supposed to cost $18,000.
Yes. He went above and beyond.
This is the only one where a student didn't kill himself after falling in love with a girl, so he gets an A.
Yeah. This is how smart Spielberg is, too. I remember reading not too long ago, Spielberg and Lucas have always been friends.
Right.
And when Star Wars came out and Close Encounters came out, they came out around the same time. They made a pact because they were just good friends and they thought both films weren't going to do too well.
Yeah.
They made a pact to give each other 1% of the profits of each movie. So obviously Spielberg is benefiting off of that deal.
That, and he owns a certain percentage or gets a certain percentage off of all Universal movies for the year.
Wow.
When they were renegotiating his contract with them, that was one of the things. They're like, okay, we're going to take that part out, and he's like, no, I'll just never make a movie with you again. They're like, okay, never mind. You can,
please, all right.
I was just
take it.
Dude, this insane story, and I hate to do a friend of a friend story, but one of my best friends, Mike, has a friend that lives in hey, Mike Consiglio. One of his friends in New York was shooting a short film on the street. He's in the Tisch program or whatever. And this guy comes up and he's like, oh my God, are you guys making a movie? And they're like, oh yeah. And they're not looking. And the guy's like, can I help? And they're like, yeah, sure. And they turn around and it's Steven Spielberg.
Oh my God.
And his wife, Kate Capshaw?
Yeah.
They're just standing there to the point, no lie. I've seen the pictures. It's Steven Spielberg holding a boom. He's not even giving advice.
He's just
it's amazing. And I just hate.
Steve Boom's in the shot.
Yeah.
Get it together.
I know you haven't done this in 60 years, but can you show some strength?
Awesome. They were just hanging out. They just happened to be in the... Wow.
And it makes me hate him. Yeah. And I'll tell you why. Because I hate when people are really good at things, and then you find out they genuinely love it. Yeah. I'm just like, you're not jaded?
You still love what you do?
What's wrong with you? Yeah.
Have you not spiraled into a
You found your passion?
You want to hold a boom for nobodies?
Were you you could sell that boom for $20 million and just call it the boom.
The boom.
Steven Spielboom or Boomberg.
That's and that movie, the movie he was helping out was Schindler's List.
It was Schindler's List 2 back on the list. Yeah.
Ended up stealing all of the ideas.
Oh my God.
Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg. We just established he's got a little bit of money. We'd say he's pretty wealthy.
Yeah.
Forbes has a list of the richest fictional characters, which cross-sections nicely with our nerdy and fiduciary interests. So, here's the top 5. Number 5, Charles Foster Kane from Citizen Kane. Rosebud must have been gold-plated, worth quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
Number 4, billionaire, genius, playboy, philanthropist Tony Stark, also known as Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Number 3, Carlisle Cullen from Twilight. I assume that he was related to Edward Cullen.
Yeah,
perhaps.
I'm no
Twexpert, but
sure
number 2.
This is amazing.
The Dragon Smaug from The Hobbit. Smaug. Oh my God, his desolation is riddled with coinage.
God, he's number 2 as the richest fictional character. He's a dragon.
Number 1 though just is amazing, and it's pretty obvious considering he swims in his fortune on the regular.
Yeah.
Scrooge McDuck of DuckTales.
Okay, but here's the problem. Okay.
Go. Yes.
We're assuming those are gold coins, right?
It's just Hanukkah gelt.
Well, yeah, but like, what if, let's say, for the sake of argument, it's pennies, but they're like, you know what, pennies don't read on screen. Let's just make them a little more yellow.
Actually, Turkish lira, it's not even a currency anymore.
I'm glad you bring that up because I was thinking about this the other day.
Yeah.
I have a bit where I deconstruct launch pads crashing and planes and all that, and I was really trying to think more of plot holes on DuckTales. And I was thinking about that. This is why I don't get laid. But anyways, that's a good point because he swims through his gold coins in the money bin, right?
Right.
And you see dollar bills flying on occasion. Now, he also has a number 1, his lucky dime, which on the show is silver.
Yes.
So they have 10-cent dimes in Duckburg, where Scrooge McDuck lives.
Right.
They have dollar bills that are green, where Scrooge McDuck lives. What are these gold coins? Are they actually pennies?
I think they're like Sacagawea coins, so they're the equivalent of $1. He bought them because no one else would take them as money.
Yeah, and I mean, he does go on adventures, obviously, and he like gets gold coins from like the Mayans and the ruins and all that. So does he just ship those priceless gems in and swim through those, or what? Like, that's a very good point. Is where does this money come from?
He's got 2 vaults. One is for swimming. One is for spending.
One is for investing.
I would love if that's like the thing above his vault. Like he just has a sound. Swimming and spending. That's his Dante's Inferno. Yeah. Like, what? Bruce Wayne didn't make it?
Well, these are
Bruce
the top
Wayne is
5.
probably number 6.
Yeah.
I don't know. He is a billionaire.
I was compiling that list and I was surfing and Bruce Wayne I think was like number 7 or something like that, and they actually had like amounts that they think they're worth, but I kind of didn't include Bruce Wayne on there because to me he's the richest motherfucker there is.
Yeah,
so
he's got a lot of assets tied up.
He
in
also he spends a lot of money on all those gadgets.
Yeah,
that's true.
He's got to have like an astronomical Allstate bill, like his
but Charles Foster Kane, like, I mean, I understand the Hearst.
It's probably adjusted for inflation.
Inflation, dude. He was a millionaire back when he was in that in that movie. He was a millionaire.
Yeah, but still.
Xanadu or whatever he was living on, like, inflate that nowadays, and it's like, I mean, the dragon Smaug. It is.
Yeah.
He sits in a cave with all this gold he stole from like the Shire. What's the monetary conversion from Shire money?
Well, that
to English
like
money?
I feel like you can't be on the richest list of something unless you spend money. Like, is Smaug out there like, oh, I gotta buy some dragon gloves? Like, I gotta do
they're
dragon.
called bracers or gauntlets.
But you know what I mean? Like, that's not fit. Like, I don't know. Like, that's like if I didn't eat steak, but I had like 40,000 steaks in my freezer. Like, I just feel like that doesn't count as wealth because you don't have a concept.
Then I would put you on the list of the world's 15 beefiest people.
Very true.
Yeah, that is true. Like, as if you just
because they still possess that. It's not like I feel like wealth is just the assets that you have on hand.
Correct.
Because I'm sure they spend a shit ton too.
Yeah, but Smaug doesn't.
Smaug he just has it.
He just likes it because it's pretty. And gold isn't pretty. Smaug is like the Donald Trump of gold.
Yeah.
He's like the Donald Trump of dragons. He's like, I like this ugly color. I like this ugly gold material.
You guys gonna see the movie?
I'm going to see it. less excited. The first one really took a lot out of me. That like 20-minute supper song.
And then they,
and I loved the book. I loved that when I was younger. So it was just a real bummer. I feel like
don't they do like the Thriller dance at some point in The Hobbit? I haven't seen it. I know
The Hobbit's bad. It put me to sleep. I see a lot of midnight movies, and The Hobbit put me to sleep.
Well, when you're going to see a midnight movie, it helps if it's not like 5.5 hours long.
Absolutely, but I went and seen The Dark Knight Rises at midnight. I went and seen Cloud Atlas at midnight.
Yeah,
and I didn't get
Avengers. I saw Avengers
at midnight.
So dope.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's
I seen Lincoln at midnight, and that didn't put me to sleep.
Well, that's just a thrill ride. Can you help me stop?
I saw Midnight in Paris at 11 a.m. How's it going? Sorry, that's so stupid. But wait, I had a question. Oh,
go on.
Not a question. It's more of a statement.
Okay.
About these Lord of the Rings movies, right? So, I didn't see The Hobbit because I saw all 3 Lord of the Rings movies at midnight. And I was like, these movies are so raw.
Yeah.
Love them.
So good.
Make more.
Yes.
Then, about 2 years ago, I sat and I watched all 3 of them. And I went, I don't know what this is about. I literally have no idea what is happening right now. Wait, he's a king of ghosts. The ghosts are helping him. The other one...
So Wilfred's owner has to destroy jewelry. It's basically destroying stolen property.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, wait, why does Hawkeye have pointy ears? That's my entire...
It's,
Magneto?
Ned Stark dies twice?
Yeah. I remember... I love the books.
Yeah.
I read them when I was a child. I haven't seen them since or read them since. I seen the movies when they came out.
Yeah.
I remember enjoying them. I seen the third one in the theater. That was the only time I seen it. The 4 or 5 different endings kept confusing me. I didn't.
Oh, because that was another thing. I was like, oh, okay, they're like in heaven now. Wait, no. Okay, wait. This is is it? Are we? Should I get?
Yeah.
Do I sit?
Are we done yet? That's like trying to play double dutch on the playground. Like, slow down. Let me.
Right,
when do I jump? When do we go?
Well, it's literally just me keep standing up, sitting down. I'm like, okay, all right.
I'm just going to give up and pee myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's leave now and beat traffic.
Yeah. Well, it was just
like you leave during the 8th inning.
Yeah.
Well, like after ending 16, I just kept looking around, just like with my hand over my mouth, like, is anybody getting up right now? Oh, okay, I'll stay. Is there an after credits thing?
Is Nick Fury coming out with Frodo for the Avengers?
Yeah, exactly. And then they go right into The Hobbit.
And I was reading, they offered the role of Gandalf to Sean Connery.
Really?
But he turned it down because he didn't understand it. Mm-hmm. He didn't understand the script, which I get completely.
It's a pretty, especially if you haven't read the books, it's a pretty sprawling and supremely dense mythology.
Yeah.
The fact that he had to write the Silmarillion at all is testament to that.
Yeah,
it's just encyclopedic.
Yeah. Here's a completely random thing.
We derail this conversation. Yeah. Not even Denzel Washington can save this train.
Let's talk about chicks.
We're gonna. Oh, thanks for the guitar break.
Football and buffalo wings.
This is you mentioned football. This actually has to do with sports.
I'm listening.
Here we go.
Yeah.
This
we both start crying.
I never played it. The 1904 Olympics. The Olympic Games were almost held in Chicago. Now, if you guys remember, not too long ago, Chicago tried to have the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
They lost to, I believe, Brazil or somewhere like that.
Chicago of South America.
Yeah.
But anyways, the 1904 Olympic Games were almost in Chicago, and I'll tell you how. The 1904 Games, Summer Games, officially known as the Games of the Three Olympiad.
I think the third.
The third Olympiad.
I would.
There are 3 eyes next to each other. The third Olympiad was was an international multi-sport event which was celebrated in St. Louis, Missouri, in the United States from August 29th until September 3rd of 1904. Now, as part of an extended sports program lasting from July 1st to November 23rd, 1904, at what is now known as Francis Field on the campus of Washington University in St. Louis. It was the first time that the Olympic Games were held in a majority English language nation, and the first time the Olympic Games were held outside of Europe. Now, here's where it gets interesting. This is fucking hilarious when it comes to cities. The city of Chicago had won the original bid to host the 1904 Summer Olympics, but the organizers of the Louisiana Purchase Exposition, also known as the World's Fair in St. Louis, would not accept another international event in the same time frame, so the World's Fair organization began to plan its own sporting activities to compete with the Olympic Games held in Chicago, and the Olympic Games eventually were like, we'll concede and we'll just join forces with you. And so St. Louis ended up convincing the Olympic game organizations to let St. Louis have the games.
And that's how Chicago faded into the background of American history. Never again to rise to prominence or be famous for hot dogs.
Yeah. And now it's just black teenagers killing each other. If they had the Olympics, they'd all be running. For something other than bullets.
The Hunger Games!
So I found that out, and I'm like, that's hilarious. That's like... two government. You'd think the government would have just been like, "Hey guys, listen, this isn't a thing. Like, be good to each other."
Well, I'd have been like, "This Space Needle has nothing to do with Jesse Owens. Like, we could let's just do both. I swear to God, it'll be fine. You're just gonna build another tower or another machine that you're like, this is the space machine. Yeah. Like, it's fine.
In the future, everyone will travel by Zeppelin."
If I'm correct, the St. Louis World's Fair had the arch. That was the main the thing in the arch. And then when the World's Fair was in Seattle as the Space Needle, the World's Fair was in Paris. They had the Eiffel Tower. Now, while we're talking about
in New York
World's Fairs,
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
While we're talking about inventions, I guess about World's Fairs, here's something interesting. It's in regards to the Ferris Wheel, which was actually built and it originated in Chicago during the World's Fair. The original Ferris Wheel, sometimes also referred to as the Chicago Wheel, was designed and constructed by George Washington Gale Ferris Jr. With a height of 80.4 meters, 264 feet. It was the largest attraction at the World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago, Illinois, where it opened to the public June 21st, 1893. It was intended to rival the 324-meter Eiffel Tower, the centerpiece of the 1889 Paris Exposition.
So how come they don't have little Eiffel Towers at carnivals that travel across the country? Riddle me that. You lose, France.
You lose, Paris. There were 36 cars able to accommodate 60 people, giving a total capacity of 2,160 people at a time.
That is psychotic.
That's
so scary.
So many people.
This carried 38,000 passengers a day. It took 20 minutes to complete 2 revolutions. The first of 6 stops allowing passengers to exit and enter, and a second 9-minute non-stop rotation, for which the ticket holder paid the exorbitant sum of 60 cents.
60 cents.
Excuse me, 50 cents.
50 cents. So for 50 cents, you get a 20-minute ride around a
giant iron wheel.
Yeah.
Why would any... I don't know.
It is a novelty.
I'm so glad we have smartphones.
Yes.
Like, if I lived at any point in time before when I was born, I'd be like, I am 100% killing myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like I would be so forward-thinking. They'd be like, this sucks.
Yeah, no, I would, I feel like I would just be, I could even be in the middle of, like, any metropolitan city center and just get torn apart by wolves.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, hey, what are you doing this afternoon? Oh,
Nothing, I got polio.
Yeah, and I'm wheeling myself to a wheel.
I wish I could look up a clinic, but there's no such thing as Yelp.
Like, you go on a Ferris wheel because nothing else is available.
Yeah.
It's like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride at Disneyland. You're like, I'll do this to kill some time. Like,
until my fast pass comes up.
I feel like it did help people put the moves on one another.
Yeah, guess who didn't put moves on anybody? Me. Never, don't care about Ferris wheels.
Bro, you gotta ride a Ferris wheel.
No, absolutely not.
Like, the deal maker deal.
Absolutely, I was getting busy in bumper cars.
Oh God!
Just trying to kiss and just smashing teeth.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh God!
Listen to this. This is where it gets interesting. It operated in Chicago. It was rebuilt on Chicago's north side. It was at the World's Fair till 1893. Okay, then it was dismantled and rebuilt on Chicago's north side near Lincoln Park, next to an exclusive neighborhood. This prompted William D. Boyce, then local resident, to file a circuit court action against the owners of the wheel to have it removed, but without success. Now, it stayed there from 1895 until 1903. Ready? When it was again dismantled, then transported by rail to St. Louis for the 1904 World's Fair and Olympics.
Come on.
And finally destroyed by controlled demolition using dynamite on May 11th, 1906. So not only did they use it for the 1904 World's Fair, but then St. Louis had their own really cool thing that they built, and they kept that in St. Louis, the arch. And they're just like, you know what? Fuck this Ferris wheel. We're going to destroy it.
Bro, I found a ton of dynamite. Let's blow this wheel up.
I'm disliking St. Louis more and more. Maybe not. St. Louis is like the thug of the World's Fairs. I feel like.
Brad Pitt's from St. Louis.
They take what they want.
Nelly.
Yeah. Oh, and the St. Lunatics.
The rest of the St. Lunatics.
Nelly's. I like Nelly. I'm not gonna lie. Nelly's got some good tunes.
Here's Nelly. Old Nelly's good.
Old Nelly's
New
good.
Nelly.
Well,
We're talking country grammar era or sweatsuit era.
I can literally
What's New
roll
Nelly?
up. The New Nelly is all like R&B stuff. Like he has a song called "Just a Dream."
Nope.
But I can go all the way up to Sweatsuit Nelly because I want to say on Sweat is where the song Air Force Ones is on.
Oh, yeah.
And that song is phenomenal. It may be on Nellyville. I don't want anybody. Don't correct me if I'm actually you can correct me. But wait, are you looking it up right now?
I am looking it up. Just
okay.
we gotta
Air
be
Force
sure.
Ones.
It was on Nellyville.
It was
Nellyville.
The 2002.
okay. What was on? Can you look up what was on Sweat? Because Nellyville also had Pimp Juice, and that song is incredible, and everyone hated it,
I liked it.
and it's amazing.
Nelly, It's Getting Hot in Here was a good tune.
Yeah.
So
Man, Nelly
Sweat.
was so good.
Sweat had Heart of a Champion,
Uh-huh.
Nah 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 Nah, Flap Your Wings, American Dream, River Don't Run with 3 N's.
Okay.
Tilt Your Head Back, Grand Hangout, Getcha, another one. Spider-Man, oh, that might be getting into the suit territory. Alchemist Track, Down into Water, Boy, and Don't Stop.
That was on Sweat?
Yeah.
Wait, what was on Suit then? maybe I was listening to the wrong one the whole time.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Ludacris.
Yeah, oh god, yeah.
Trying to find this.
Yeah.
Wikipedia is very disorganized when it comes to.
Oh god, with Nelly facts?
Yeah. Play it off, my place over and over. Flap your wings, pretty toe. She don't know my name. And they say, fly away. Grills, nasty girl.
Grills is what I liked.
Let's be real. The only Nelly track that I need is Tip Drill.
Oh, it's amazing
because of that preposterous music video,
dude. And I saw it like on Twitter or something, and someone made like a really good point because like they're all vegans.
Real? The St. Lunatics are all vegans?
Are you serious?
So it's like the funniest thing is that like they're like sliding
so
credit
funny.
cards in each other's butts, and then they're like, "Hey,
chomping on some cauliflower."
Yeah, you're like, okay, just remember we're all macrobiotic.
Yeah.
You're like, what? How is this happening?
That's hilarious.
Look, we're gonna sell our drugs. We're gonna do that. We're gonna kill somebody, and then we all go get some tender greens.
Gotta get my kale on, son. Lacinato till I die.
Oh my god, Nelly rules. Nelly.
Please, the studio audience is going crazy.
Nelly, if you're listening and you live in Los Angeles, we'd love to have you on.
Oh man, what if he just burst through the door and then squeezed the
You
can
said
of
my name
spinach?
3 times.
Yeah.
Here's my Band-Aid. It's yours now.
Yeah.
You have the power.
What if he peeled off his Band-Aid and there was just a tattoo that said, "I'm sorry"? It's so weird.
Or put the Band-Aid on and you become Nelly.
I just love. I think it's Nelly's verse in that "Shake Your Tail Feathers" song from I think Bad Boys 2 or whatever that P. Diddy had, or Sean Combs did it.
Yes.
It's the same guy. Sean Combs is P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Where Nelly's all talking about like the Thundercats and Voltron.
Yeah. That's cool.
A good verse, yeah.
By the way, I actually recently watched Bad Boys 2, maybe like a week ago.
Yeah.
Shake Your Tail Feather is played, no exaggeration, by my count, and I came in later, 9 times throughout the movie. Like, it was like, that was the last time I think a movie legitimately was like, okay, let's have a theme song. And then after that, movies don't really do it anymore, you know? But like that one, they're like, okay, with this is Bad Boys 2.
That's
Write a movie about this song. You know?
Based on the original song.
Shake your tail feather.
That's definitely an interesting point because movies used to have way more theme songs. Like, like Beverly Hills Cop, they had that score, that theme song. Shake Your Tail Feather, Bad Boys 2. Yeah. There was Goonies had Goonies Never Say Die or whatever, or that Cyndi Lauper song.
Yeah. Ninja Turtles, Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember the whole Ninja Turtles live tour? Did they think around TMNT
Dude, did you want to hear a really sad fact about me?
Absolutely.
Here's another fact. I didn't go to my first concert until I was 18 or 19, and I went to go see The Roots and they were opening for that band, the Donnas.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah. That was the first concert I'd ever been to.
I like the Donnas.
Yeah, they're fine. I don't have a problem.
Donnas.
But in high school and like literally up until I turned 19, people would be like, "Oh, I love going to live music." I was like, "Oh yeah, me too. It's the best." And people were like, "Oh, what's the first concert you ever went to?" Because people always ask that question. And I said, "Oh, I went to the Turtles tour when I was a kid," and I didn't. Yeah. Like, I was just so jealous of kids that did. Yeah. I just lied and said that was my first concert. And I was like, there's something legitimately wrong with me. It was like, am I Ripley? Am I the talented Mr. Ripley? Like, why am I taking someone else's life? But, like, the most mediocre life. Like, I wasn't like, oh, it was Michael Jackson. I was like, no.
You saw Skipping Stones live?
Yeah. I saw the Teletubbies on ice. Can you believe it?
Is on ice still a thing? I remember when I was a kid, that was such a thing.
Marvel is actually they just signed a huge deal for big arena shows like that with all their superhero
and that's
characters.
Only because Disney still does it. Disney makes a ton of money.
Yeah, because it's like kids go ape shit for that stuff. Yeah.
I remember like it being a huge thing when I was a kid. Like there was everything on ice.
Yeah.
Like, everything on ice.
If it's not on ice, I'm not watching it.
Yeah. If it ain't on ice, then it ain't nice. Hey, girl. And then everyone slaps it. It's alright. I don't know if you guys are looking, but it's time for me to take my medication.
Oh, absolutely. Take it.
There.
While we're talking about Disney, here's another fun fact about Disney character. Donald Duck has a middle name, believe it or not.
And what is that middle name,
It is Fauntleroy.
Fauntleroy. Little Lord Fauntleroy.
Donald Fauntleroy Duck.
That is... I'm glad he kept that to himself.
Yeah.
It's not exactly...
Really? I actually think that's, like, super regal.
Right.
I love that.
It is, but it's a little too posh. I feel like it would put off some of his more, like, blue-collar...
Like, you can't... Like,
and they're like, oh, Fauntleroy.
Did he say Fauntleroy? Yes, he said Fauntleroy.
I don't want to make it racial, but I feel like Fauntleroy makes him black. Like, I feel like if you saw him, you're like, oh, yeah, that's just a regular duck. You're
like Daffy.
Nigga, my name is Fauntleroy. You're like, yeah.
He's a linebacker.
Dude.
And he's
Donald Fauntleroy, that's my grandfather. You know what I mean? Are you kidding me?
That's like it reminds me of that Sean P. Diddy's like right hand man or whatever who always
Farnsworth Bentley.
Yeah, Farnsworth Bentley always had like the umbrellas and like the very like just dapper as fuck.
That's Donald Duck. My name is dude. If I told a girl,
you go ahead.
No, I'm just saying like. If I went back to I'm from outside of Atlanta, Marietta, Georgia.
Yeah.
But if I just like went to just like some hood bar and just walked in, and I was like, "Look, baby, my name is Donald Fauntleroy Duck. Who you trying to roll with?" She would be like, "Daddy, it's me, the comic book girl.
Bitch, I'm part of the goof troop."
Yeah. I ain't wearing no pants but a sailor suit.
Yeah.
What it do?
That's why he became a sailor, because he came from money. Yeah. He was embarrassed of his parents' money, so he went and joined
this is Man of Steel moment. He went to go work on a barge.
He joined the Navy. I love how, I remember on like DuckTales, every time Donald was there on the ship or whatever and he was talking, it always had his bosses and his captains always be like, "What'd he say? What'd he say?"
Yeah.
Yes, why did you hire him if you can't understand it?
They're like, we have to meet a quota.
Well, it's we get cheap labor. Yeah. He works for less than the rest of the people.
He used to be a bagger at a grocery store. Yeah.
I love how like Donald Duck too. The whole idea of like back to DuckTales, because it's my favorite cartoon from when I was a child. Donald Duck, like I have two nephews, and if my parents, or not my parents, if my siblings gave me my nephews to watch for the summer. And I just decided I wanted to join the Navy, so I just pawned my nephews off on my uncle.
Oh.
That's all Donald. That's the whole plot of DuckTales is these nephews just getting shifted from uncle to uncle.
That's really weird.
Like, I feel bad for him.
I mean, he's just trying to get his bill wet with Daisy.
Daisy was cool.
Yeah.
She was a down chick, though.
she was a down-ass duck.
Yeah. Well, why did Disney make that? As a
I'm
phrase.
sure. Well, they're waiting for their Disney.
You're like, okay, we can either name the show DuckTales or we could call it Down Ass Ducks. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Down Ass Ducks.
Downton Daisy. Down on Daisy. Down on Daisy.
Oh, God.
Funny.
Guys, DuckTales tested really well. Really? No one liked down-ass ducks.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was like 3
Let's
dudes.
run the numbers again.
Yeah, okay, come on.
You're fired.
Yeah, those dweebs would like DuckTales. Let's come on. Oh, Tailspin? Why aren't we calling it Squirrels Get Nuts? Nut and squirrels.
Chip and Dale.
I guess, yeah, what were they, chipmunks?
They were chipmunks, but, you know.
Whatever.
They still have jamming nuts in their face.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all that matters.
Yeah. Words to live by.
Well,
yeah, I think that's a positive note to end on.
Positive note to end on. Facts for you.
Yassir, thanks a lot for being here.
Thanks for having me, guys. This is fun. I love my learning.
Where can people find you on the internet?
I don't have that much of a web presence.
Are you on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's my name, so it's at YASSIR_LESTER. So it's Yassir_Lester. It's very dumb. So like, if you're gonna follow me, make sure that you know.
If they're going onto Twitter, they know they're in for some dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Like I think that's part of the terms of service. Like the first bullet.
Yeah. Well, and now all my tweets are gonna be #down-ass-ducks.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Please, we need to get down-ass ducks trending so we can get that. We can get that backdoor pilot with Disney.
Down-ass
ducks.
And Mr. Pickles, when does that?
When does that?
February.
Sometime in February. So it's coming to Adult Swim. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Black Dynamite season 2 premieres in August.
Awesome.
Of 20.
Oh,
is it gonna be 2014?
That
yeah.
far
It's gonna be
away?
2014.
Dude,
Fuck that.
The animation's like it's.
Do you have copies of it yet?
Hand drawn. No, it's not even fully animated yet.
Can you give me the scripts because I love season 1.
Okay, sure.
I just want to read it.
Oh, and I also co-writing the Black Dynamite comic book. It's gonna be a limited run 4-issue.
Really?
With one of the writers of the show and who's working on some other stuff for it, Brian Ash.
Okay.
And those should be hitting the
And
shelves
what
next
imprint
year.
is that coming out on?
IDW.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So we're excited about
you
that.
should come down to Meltdown Comics where we're recording this podcast and purchase a copy
Yeah.
for yourself.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: I need a bunch of people to do it because, again, I don't care about the money, but I really want a reason. I've never been to Comic-Con, and it would be so much cooler from I wrote this little
going there as a creator. That'd be rad.
Exactly, right?
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so guys, make his dream come true.
Please.
Be a down-ass duck and buy Black Dynamite and comic books.
Because I want to meet a girl like, Dad. I'm a comic book girl, Daddy.
Also, I got to tell you this. If you haven't watched the cartoon of Black Dynamite, fucking do it.
Yeah, watch
Find
the movie,
it online,
watch the cartoon.
do whatever. The movie's hilarious, but the cartoon is so
It's psychotic.
funny. So fucking funny. There's my favorite scene on it is... I think it might be from the first episode. I can't remember, but Black Dynamite's in bed and his buddy just left, his best friend just left him. And there's this chick sitting next to Black Dynamite, and she's like, "Is everything all right, Black Dynamite?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm cool." And then another chick pops up out of the bed, and she's like, "Black Dynamite, are you sure everything's cool?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then this third chick pops up, and she's like, "Black Dynamite," and he's like, "Bitch, I said I was cool." That's so funny.
Oh,
seriously, watch Black Dynamite the cartoon. It's so
it's
fucking.
good.
It's the funniest thing I've seen in years.
Yeah, you'll enjoy yourself.
But in between watching Black Dynamite and purchasing the comic book, if you want to find us online, guess what? We're there.
We're there.
You can find us on Twitter at TWL Podcast. Email us, twlpodcast@gmail.com. G as in Google. We're on Facebook as well. Today we learned with Razzle and Dan. And if you want to talk to us, you want to talk to the host, get to know us, use #DownUsTalk. We'll respond. I am at OsteoFerocious.
And I am at My Name is Razzle 2.
The number 2, as we tell you.
Is there a My Name is Razzle, or was that an
Absolutely.
old
It's him.
account?
It's also Razzle.
That's me. I have 2.
How? How do you have that kind of time?
I don't. It's the same stuff. I just
do it twice.
MTV has 2. MTV 1, MTV 2. I'm like, I want 2. So I just,
and there's also Razzle Trace, which is his tweets in Spanish.
Really?
No.
Oh.
So that's
Wow,
hilarious.
I was going to say, that's dedication.
That's fucking funny. I need
Wait,
to do that
okay,
with Google
so
Translate.
I follow My Name is Razzle too.
Correct.
So if I follow My Name is Razzle, it's the same thing.
Essentially, I don't use that one as much.
Okay, so I can say with My Name is Razzle too.
Say with My Name is Razzle.
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
My Name is Razzle, and the number 2 has way more followers than My Name is Razzle.
Right.
My name is Razzle 2 is the flagship account.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Which
Okay.
my Instagram is My Name is Razzle, so I really should just swap them and have the.
You
the
can
main
do it
account
pretty
be-
seamlessly.
Yeah, I should.
Can you?
Yeah, you can change your Twitter handle at any time. You just have to go into the. You don't lose your followers or anything. You just.
So you would just have to deactivate the "My name is Razzle,"
or just change it to 3 for a second, change the other one over, and then switch them back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll send out a press release.
Maybe I'll
have Nikki Fink from her new site because she just got fired from Deadline.
They parted ways.
Okay. Yes.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening.
Thanks for listening.
We hope you learned something. And as always, knowing is half the battle. Trademark judging.
The more you know. Wait, that was a thing too.
Yeah, the little rainbow symbol.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I made a bird noise when it was supposed to be like. Dun, dun,
yeah, we'll take the Birdman bird call.
Yeah.
All right.
The more you know.
Drive safe, work safe, whatever.
Or not.
Now leaving Nerdist.com.